and Beltane Blessings, everybody. My name is Jasmine Magdalene Rose from the Magdalene Sanctuary of Light, and here we are celebrating Beltane, which is one of the ancient holy days of the year, and it marks a point in time where the amount of solar light from the sun is really amplified, creating a response from the earth herself of an activation of everything that has to do with creativity, sexuality, reproduction, life. Everything begins to activate again. Before I knew what Beltane was, I actually used to have oracular dreams where I would be receiving visions of male and female, masculine and feminine energies, both within the land and on the land, coming together for sacred union rituals. So I was really, I received the confirmation that that I needed to kind of explain why that was going on. So it's interesting how that can happen. Beltane is also a time for us to connect with the sun and the earth, the sun representing the masculine, the earth representing the feminine, and to become more aware to how the sun and earth are in relationship to one another and how that impacts us. As I was walking the land yesterday, I was tuning in to this significance of this time of year. And I started to get information that the sun is very key to our evolution. And it's had such a bad rap in the media that wants us, of course, to believe that the sun is dangerous, the sun is bad for us. And yes, look, I have really sensitive skin. I really have to be very careful with the amount of the quality of sun exposure that my skin can be exposed to. Because believe it or not, I have Scandinavian DNA, and it seems to be very concentrated in the quality of my skin and how it responds with the sun. So particularly in places like Australia, I will burn very quickly. And however, there are periods of the day, particularly just after sunrise and just before sunset, when the quality of sunlight is markedly different than what it is throughout the midday sun or the early afternoon sun. So those are the times of day that are the best to really take some time, even if it's like 10, 15, 20 minutes, you can build the amount of sunlight exposure up slowly, gently, staying attuned to your skin, staying attuned to what's enough sunlight. Now, the sun is a solar entity. Encoded in this word is the word soul, which means that the sun is deeply connected to our soul. In fact, it emanates encodings that help our soul memory banks to awaken and come online. This means that the sun is a tool, a guide for us in our own ascension, or if you're not comfortable with that word, which I can understand, let's see it as evolution and embodiment, because descension, embodiment, ascension, they're really two parts of the same coin, whichever way you wish to see it. And if you're called to working, connecting with me, you're not likely to get hung up on the specific meaning and interpretation of words. Rather than that, you're more tuning into the energy of what is being shared. And we, in our human form, have our heart as a gateway within, with which to connect up to our soul. So it is therefore no wonder that in the tree of life, which is an ancient symbol connected to the green man of Beltane, connected to the Nordic shamanistic path, connected to Odin, who was hung on the tree of life, connected to many other lineages throughout the world. The tree of life is to be found in every ancient culture, because the central core theme is the same, and that is that our sun it's kind of like the sun, this great, connected to the great central sun, the galactic sun, is an integral part of our soul. It's the great central sun is what holds our divine blueprint. So the more that we can connect to this solar current that runs through our bodies and beyond, up to the great central sun, the more we can receive as downloads from that original organic divine blueprint and begin to anchor that into the physical plane. That is the process of descension, and for that we need to be clearing. We are going to be clearing a lot. We've got to go into the body to bring the light to those places that are holding onto pockets of density, incoherence. Another language for that is where we are holding on to fragmentation, where we are carrying fragmentation, distortions, wounded templating that we have either agreed to be born into, or that we, as part of our soul agreement to come here at this time, in this particular time and space, wherever we find ourselves, have agreed to be born into and be imprinted with, so that we, as way showers, code breakers, you know who you are, can begin to transmute that, because that's what we're here for. Light workers, priests, priestesses, we know what we've been born into, and it's not separate from us, yet we know that we have these ancient memories that we access through our soul memory banks being ignited of a different time. And our role here is to embody more of those soul banks, those memories, those encoded templates that are part of our original divine template, that assist us to connect and to anchor those templates back in, because that's what we're here for. That's what's needed. This is the path of the priestess, the priest, the light worker, the way shower. The sun is a unifying consciousness. It's connected to the golden white light of the Christ consciousness. It's very uplifting, inspiring, energizing, and protective. It's the divine masculine frequency that forms that vertical axis of alignment that we certainly need as feminine beings, as women who are predominantly feminine, we really need to anchor that divine masculine principle that is going to provide us with more stability, more grounding, more alignment, so that we have that sense of being held. And we need to bring that deep down into our womb space for it to really be anchored into our field. The sun is connected to all of our past lives, all of our lifetimes, and everyone else's. It radiates light, energy to each and every living being, whether they are sentient or not sentient. And you notice how it brings everyone and everything back to life. It draws everyone out. We all want to go out and be in the sun. And this is why. It's because it is feeding our energetic field with food for our soul. Our specific soul encodings are fed through what the sun is able to radiate out to us. And by connecting with the sun, we are therefore also able to connect more with the wisdom and knowledge and memory of our other lifetimes. Now, this is something that the mind can't get into the way of this. This is something that happens whether we're aware of it or not. However, we can open up to receive more intentionally from the sun by having this awareness, and to actually intend to more intentionally connect with the sun for 10 to 15 minutes a day, however it feels right to you, and intentionally connect up to the sun to receive the light codes, the sacred geometries, the healing rays that it has specifically for you. You can choose to simply intend to receive light from the sun and anchor it throughout your body, into your womb, into your Earth Star chakra. And also to give thanks for the sun, to thank the sun for what it is giving us. Thanking the sun for the light, the upliftment, the energy, the inspiration, the joy, the sense of aliveness, the expansion it is able to provide for us. For the food it is able for Mother Earth to be able to sustain us with. For the increase in sunlight causes plants and vegetation to grow more faster. It really activates the reproductive cycles through all the species. So our bodies are extensions of Mother Gaia. So this is why springtime is such a time of fertility, because this increase in light is really nourishing our soul to come back online as well. Everything starts to awaken again from the slumber of the colder, darker months of winter. Sending you much love, and thank you so much for watching. If you have received anything from this video, I invite you to like and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you so much. Much love. Bye.